Now that the management system is in place, its performance should be measured. Let's start with the requirements of paragraph 9.1, monitoring, measuring, analyzing, and evaluating performance, and its two subparagraphs. It is therefore necessary to determine A to E, the need for modalities of monitoring. This is called a monitoring plan. This means that whatever monitoring and measurement procedures are decided by the organization, they must be planned over time, and the organization must have the assurance that they have been implemented. For example, if it is planned to exchange with all the employees on the subject of safety during talks, which is a term often used in this case, these talks should be planned in time and their actual implementation should be monitored. Another example, if checks of certain equipment are deemed necessary for safety reasons, these checks will have to be planned and recorded. This also applies to equipment subject to performance monitoring, such as calibration of checks. For example, fire extinguishers are checked at regular frequencies and their conformity is identified. But this could also be the case for specific sensors in particular environments. ATEX, for example, and whose correct operation and triggering need to be checked just as regularly. Regulations may also impose these checks and their frequency. For example, checks on pressure vessels, lifts, and electrical installations. As we saw in Episode 6, this performance evaluation also includes the assessment of conformity with legal and any other requirements that the organization has chosen to meet. Here again, it is therefore necessary to determine the frequencies, methods, and modalities of this conformity assessment. The second element of performance assessment is paragraph 9.2, internal audits. This is a classic feature of any management system. It is required to verify the compliance, application, and effectiveness of the system. For this purpose, internal audits must be carried out. The minimum requirements are to plan internal audits, taking into the account the importance of the processes and the results of previous audits, ensure the objectivity and impartiality of the audit process and auditors, ensure communication of audit results, and the implementation of corrective actions if necessary. All of this, of course, being formalized. Finally, paragraph 9.3, Management Reviews. The standard is formal on the objectives of the management review to ensure that the management system remains appropriate, adequate, and effective. At a minimum, the management review must take into consideration the 7 families of input data described in the text of the standard. The review shall identify decisions taken to improve and/or the correct management system to achieve its objectives. I invite you to consult our playlist of management reviews on this same channel. You will find there not only examples of management reviews, but also how to make this exercise simple and effective. Because that's what it's all about. In this abundance of data and information, it is important to arrive at an enlightened vision of the situation that allows for effective decision-making. Needless to say, the report of this management review is one of the essential elements of the management system.